Hey everybody, Anthony here at SpecialtyMotorCars.net. Got a real nice one to bring you this week. This 1985 Buick Lesabre Limited Collector's Edition could have been seen by some of you folks already on one of my other videos. I had a video of this car as I picked it up from the original owner's kids up in Maine. I went way up in Maine. I shouldn't say way up, but I traveled a distance up in Maine to pick this car up. This is a survivor car, a true one-owner cream puff. This car has tons of paperwork, tons of pedigree, and it's only got 58,000 original miles. I want to thank everybody, before I get into the video, on my YouTube channel for always liking and definitely commenting and letting me know what they think about some of these cars. I also want to give a shout out to one of my youngest fans, my buddy Tyler down in Houston, Texas. I know he watches these videos, and he's not even old enough to drive yet, but I know he loves these cars. So just want to give a shout out to my buddy Tyler. Shout out to all my other YouTube subscribers, and I want to thank everybody for all the love and support they give me. Lots of love and support by clicking down below, liking the video, commenting, subscribing if you're not a subscriber. Anyways, let me bring you into this car. It's a 1985 Buick Lesabre Limited. It's a collector's series or collector's edition. 1985 would be the last year for the big rear-wheel drive Lesabres. This shared a similar platform to like the Park Avenues and the Electras and stuff like that. This front end design would continue on up into the early 90s into the Buick wagons. I actually have an Electra wagon, 1989. It's actually sitting under that cover right there. And that car is one of my own personal cars. That car's got, 66,000 original miles. One other quick thing I'll mention before I get too far is obviously I'm shooting my videos inside now. It's quite snowy and cold out. My last video that I made on that Grand Marquis was the last one for the season. Now I have to be indoors because it's cold and it's snowy, and I hate snow in the background of my pictures. So I'm in my shop taking my videos now up until the snow melts. But this beautiful car, it's finished in a gorgeous gray metallic. It's all original paint. This car has had zero paint work. It's got the original vinyl top. Even has the original filler panels, which is crazy. But up here, surprisingly, filler panels don't deteriorate like they do down south. So this Buick still has all the original filler panels, the original rub strips on the bumper. Everything is in tip-top shape on this car. It was a one-owner car. I have tons of paperwork. I'll show you in a little while. This is the original selling dealer, Joseph Motor Car Company. It was a Buick dealership up in Waterville, Maine. The folks that owned this car lived in Waterville, Maine. So this car really never left the area up until now. But you can see here how clean and straight this car is. I just installed 4 brand new white wall tires. Mastercraft white wall tires. They ride amazing. It had a nice set of Goodyears on it that actually cleaned up nice, but I don't know how old the tires were. I didn't look at the date code on them. I didn't want to take any chances. I want to make sure whoever got this car got a nice driver ready car. So 4 new tires, new front brakes, new battery, fresh oil change, all ready to go. This car is a turnkey car. Really needs nothing. Power antenna, everything works in this car. It's a true survivor car. If you've seen some of my other videos, the one car that I can really compare this car to is the Pontiac Parisian that I had some months ago. You know, just a really nice, well-kept car. Where most of the Cadillacs of this vintage were kept in this nice condition, these Buicks, Oldsmobiles, Pontiacs are getting hard to find. Cadillacs are all over the place. They survived. They were survivor cars. These cars were for the regular people, and the regular people had to use their cars. These few, though, slipped through the cracks and definitely survived the test of time by their original owners. You can see here how clean and crisp the bright work is. All the headlight bulbs are, I believe, original seal beam guide headlights. You can see here the paint is absolutely beautiful. The original collector's edition hood ornament, similar to the 96 Roadmasters. I also have one of those, but you can see here all the nice bright work. You can see my dirty shoes. The bumper trim is all in beautiful shape. Aside from a few minor stone chips, you can see here this car really stands out quite nicely. On the front end, it's very bright, very clean. You can see the reflection. This is all original paint. This car has had zero paint work. And you can see the reflection, my Cadillac sign up on the wall there. All the original glass. I don't know what this is. It looks like a smudge mark or something. That does come out. Beautiful original vinyl top. Probably an obsolete color for material to try to match now. This one is a beautiful original example. The glass is all in fine shape. All the chrome and bright work is also very clean. This is another cool piece, collector's edition. So just to recap, before I spin this car around, if this is one of your first videos, definitely take a look at some of my other ones of cars that I've had in the past, cars that I've sold. And if this is the type of car that you like, these big 80s mom and pop cars, that's what I deal with, that's what I sell. So definitely take a look and see some of my other videos. Let me know what you think about that stuff. I love offering these cars. I love chasing these cars down, and I love selling these cars. So I'm going to spin the car around, bring it back in on the passenger side, and we'll finish up the video after that with an interior shot and under the hood and in the trunk. All right, we got it turned around. Now I'm going to bring you on a just quick walk around of the passenger side here, just so you can see how nice the other side of this car is. I wish I had more space in here just to show you the car. Without having to cut in and cut out. But I have so many cars stuffed in here, it's near impossible to do that. But I'm going to show you again all the bright work, and all the chrome is in beautiful shape on this car. All the paint is beautiful and straight. It's got the original white painted pinstripe. Again, 4 new white wall tires just installed. Also on this side here, just like the driver's side, the collector's edition insignia. Another beautiful Mastercraft white wall. Beautiful spoked hubcaps. I have the key, the locking key for that as well, and all the instructions for that locking key. This is just a really nice example of a car that you used to see these things all over the place. And now you just don't see these things anymore. 1985, like I said, was the last year for these big Buicks. As far as the Lesabre, and then they would tone it down in 86 to the front wheel drive, which the front wheel drive was just as nice. They were great with the 3.8 liters engines that they had in most of them, but they weren't the big rear wheel drive Buicks that a lot of people knew. So it was kind of a sad thing to see these things downsized, but with the changing times, all good things must come to an end, they say. Let me know what you think about this Buick, especially if you saw the original video when I picked it up and I had it on the trailer there a few weeks ago. What a turnaround this car is. Just a little TLC, a little fine detailing work brought this Buick back to its beautiful original condition. So like I said, a one-owner car. This car is a fine survivor car, and you'll be hard-pressed to find another one like this. And just in a minute here, I'm going to open the doors up, show you all the interior, and then I'll show you under the hood and in the trunk lid, or in the trunk area, and we'll wrap the video up. Alright folks, now I'm going to show you the inside of this beautiful car. It's a one-owner 1985 Buick Lesabre Limited Sedan. You can see here, one of the key things with the interiors of these cars is these wood features here. If these cars weren't garaged, those are the first to go south and fade and dry out. This car was garaged. I bought it from the kids who inherited it from the original owners. It was their parents' car. I picked it up from their parents' house out of the garage that in 1985 it went into, and picked it up and took it out of the garage just a few weeks ago. But you can see here all the stainless or that brushed aluminum looking plate switch plate here is all in beautiful shape. All the chrome in the buttons is beautiful. It's got the limited insignia here. The only little bit of wear I saw in this was right here. You can see someone must have had their elbow here, but the pad doesn't look like it's worn at all. You can see here in the door jamb it has the original stickers. Nice and clean, no rust in the jamb. It's got the cloth upholstery, beautiful velour interior. I call it velour. Some people call it cloth. This interior is so comfortable. It's quite amazing how these cars were in the 80s. You know, just a regular Buick LeSabre. But this car, these seats actually came out of the similar year Park Avenues for this car. You can see here, it's got power forward, back, recline up, down, or I should say tilt. Body by Fisher sill plates. All the jambs and everything are in fine shape. We'll get a close-up of these seats. Driver's seat shows very, very little wear, almost no wear at all. The carpet is actually all original. Nice quality carpeting. You can see here it still has the original, I think that was like a tag or something. I've seen this before in some of these cars, like almost one of those little tags. Take a look on the inside of the driver's area. 58,111 miles. You can see here the dash pad is absolutely flawless. No warping or cracks or anything like that. All the wood is in phenomenal shape. This car is kind of weird. And it's another oddity that I can compare to that Pontiac Parisian. It's got a Delco GM radio here. It doesn't have a cassette deck, which is kind of odd. It has the rear defog over here, and then the manual climate control right here. You can see here the steering wheel is in phenomenal shape. No cracks to the plastic. Original, clean, and little wear and tear. The original horn pad. I don't know where the horn is. Oh, there it is. Apparently only works on the one side there. You can see here the cruise control switch, beautiful, nice and clean. The buttons are nice, and the writing isn't even worn off like you see on a lot of them. All the chrome around here is another telltale sign that this is a low mileage original car. Usually that stuff gets all worn off and starts to show its age there. But you can see here all inside the jambs, very clean. Take you into the back seat here. This is kind of cool. I remember my grandmother's 1989 Caprice Classic having this at these little ashtrays. I used to stick gummy bears and shit in there. And you can see here, absolutely flawless. And again, the wood on the door panels, absolutely beautiful. No fading, no discoloration at all. And then inside the jamb here, also very clean, no rust. You can see just the quality of this car. All the carpeting and the felt on the door panels is absolutely beautiful. All the carpeting in the back, I'm sorry for the poor lighting, but I'm doing my best with what I have here. But you can see the carpeting, the upholstery. It looks like the back seat of this car has really never been sat in. I know that phrase gets used a lot, but this car is really a survivor. You can see here all the sill is absolutely shiny and beautiful. And the carpeting, it's still got that metallic-y look to it, where it hasn't been all worn down. You can see there the original headliner. I'll take you around to the passenger side. Same goes over here. You can see all the nice wood trimmings, all in fine shape, nice deep gloss to it. This car lived a pampered, sheltered life. They did have another Buick that I was told by the kids was their everyday driver, and this was the special car, as they said. So I think that's why this car really got spared an easy life. And actually, up until the time of their death, they did have another Lesabre as well. 2004, I believe, their son told me. So they must have been Buick people, which is kind of cool because you don't see that anymore today. The loyalty to a brand. You can see here, absolutely beautiful. And again, the switch plate really looks brand new. People really took care of their stuff. You know, for 60,000 miles, you see cars today with 40, 50, 60,000 miles. And, you know, they're really worn out. People just don't take care of their stuff like they used to. Very clean. Passenger seat shows just as nicely as the driver's side. Clean. No cigarette burns. This was a non-smoker's car. The upholstery is absolutely beautiful, nice and soft. You can see here the original carpeting, very clean. No staining. Dashboard here, beautiful. This guy here shows you that it's a Lesabre Collector's Edition. Glove box. Gonna bring you onto the hood and show you inside the trunk as well on this car, and then I'm gonna show you some of the paperwork. All right, here's inside the trunk of this beautiful 1985 Buick Lesabre. You can see here the trunk is just as neat as the interior. Has 4 floor mats. I don't believe they're the original floor mats. It's kind of a strange set of, I believe, aftermarket floor mats. But they do match well with the car. Otherwise, it has all the original trunk carpeting. The original spare tire. Looks like it's never been down on the ground. It has the original jack. You can see here the option tag. All inside the jam is absolutely clean and perfect. This car is just amazing. All right, let's take a look under the hood. Very common to see these 80s GMs with that old 307. A lot of people, for some reason, talk a lot of smack about these. I have them in a few of my cars. They're not the most powerful engines, but you know what? There wasn't a lot of choices for these back then. I think for this car, the standard engine was a V6. Aside from that, you could have got the diesel, and I'm really not a fan of either of those, so I'll take this 307. You can see here all the trim. The radiator support is super clean. No rust. No corrosion showing on any of that support there. All the hoses and everything are in really nice shape. Still has some of the original markings. The air cleaner looks brand new. You know, even under the hood of this car is just as neat as inside. Just a true testament of how well this car was cared for and how this car really surprised me coming out of Maine. You know, that's what I was really optimistic about, is usually cars from Maine, especially of this vintage, are usually crusty and rusty. But this one was a survivor. They really did take great care of this car. So here's the last bit I want to show you before I wrap up the video. I appreciate everybody tuning in for the whole video of this beautiful Buick. This is just the paraphernalia and paperwork I have with this car, which is kind of cool. I have the original window sticker here. You can see here it was sold new at Joseph Motor Car Company. And yeah, you can see here the 3.8 liter 2-barrel V6 engine was standard on this car, but it does have a pretty good variety of options here, totaling up to some good money back in 1985 for options, $2,700 in options, which is kind of crazy, but you know, it shows you how well equipped the car is. Here you have the maintenance schedule. You get the original hubcap key instructions, the original key itself. This is kind of cool. This is a pen that I found in the glove box. Waterville Savings and Loan Association and Bank, which is kind of cool because that's where this car came from. 2 sets of keys, original GM set of keys, and a second set of keys with the original punch outs there. This is a neat piece also that I found in the trunk. This is from Joseph Motor Car Company as well. This was 1980 to 1985 GM maintenance schedule. You can see some of the costs here for some of the services that they did on the cars. This was kind of neat. I've never seen something like that. And then for 1985, which is really cool that this car still has it, is the original Lesabre Limited Collector's Edition brochure and paraphernalia here. You can see here it's got a nice little a brochure about the car, and then it also has this beautiful set of keys, uncut keys, very unique keys to the car, and then a key fob keychain. That's in its own little protective case. Then it has the book here that tells you about the collector's edition. Some of the other stuff that I have about on this car from Joseph Motor Car Company is the original order sheet, which is also kind of cool. So these folks there, Therese and Antonio, 17 Payne Street. That's where I picked this car up. This was their new vehicle order form, some of the options that they ordered with it. The original odometer disclosure. This is the original bill of sale here, and then that's the original owner's manual. So this car is a great pedigree car. It shows a lot of cool history that comes with it, and it's a great car. So if you're into these big Buicks and you're looking for the one to collect, the one to have, this is definitely the car. This is a really nice example of this last year Buick Lesabre, rear-wheel drive Lesabre. If you have any questions, you can give me a call. My number is 978-930-1004. You can also text me. You can message me. You can find me on YouTube. Obviously, that's where you're seeing me now. Subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me also on Facebook. And definitely check out my website, specialtymotorcars.net. If you really love these cars, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate your love and support. And definitely subscribe and take a look at some of the other cars that I've sold in the past. My name is Anthony, Specialty Motor Cars. We'll talk to you soon.